Today we're talking about the holy grail of muscle cars, the 1968 Mustang GT Bullitt. So if you're not familiar with the Bullitt Mustang, this here was the vehicle that was driven by Steve McQueen in the movie Bullitt, the 1968 film. The vehicle was brand new at the time, and this thing is responsible for one of the greatest vehicle chases ever recorded in cinema history. In the movie, the Bullitt, they had two Mustangs that they used out there. They had one that was known as the jump car and the other one known as the hero car. The jump car was just super heavily modified. It was made for making all the bounces over the roads and whatnot. And the hero car itself was purchased by a family. They kept it for many years and used it as an everyday driver. That car stayed in storage after it broke down for decades. It resurfaced in the year 2017 and was, they restored it, put it back out there, and that thing sold at auction for $3.4 million. So again, known as the holy grail of Mustangs for a reason. Even though this here is not the actual Bullitt, it is in the exact same VIN family. So this is a 1968. It was made in the San Jose plant out in California. It came with that 4-barrel 390 V8 under the hood. Literally all the same options other than a couple little badging and a couple little issues with the interior, like Kiwi versus black. But other than that, it is the same car. Same exact, built in the plant, put out. It's only a couple hundred digits different from the Bullitt Mustang as far as VIN goes. This thing's all original under the hood. Like it's in very original shape, and it's really cool to get to have one of these in the shop that we get to play with and work on that hasn't been heavily modified with other things. There's a couple modifications that's been done. We got some Dakota digital gauge cluster in there, but for the most part, she's about as pure as she came from back in 1968. One of the easiest ways to distinguish a 67 from a 68 model is by looking at those side scoops. The 1967 featured like two vents on each side, and it had like horizontal bars across them. The 68s were a lot more sleek, had more modern style, like very narrow, and just featured one vertical bar going down. All right, so here at Ironhorse Classics, I am a huge Mustang fan. Everybody that knows me knows Mustangs are my thing. I own a 65 Mustang that we're not ready to show it off just yet. The big difference between these Mustangs is the fastback, which is what we're messing with here, versus the coupe. The coupe was more your family car. It's kind of not as sporty, not as powerful and whatnot, but the fastbacks are definitely the most sought after. These are the ones that everybody's looking for when they want to build a hot rod. They're thinking about a fastback Mustang. We get a lot of them here in the shop. We work on a lot of coupes, we work on a lot of fastbacks, and really, a lot of times we're making these things more everyday drivable for customers. We're putting air conditioning kits in them, we're putting power steering kits, disc brakes, whatnot. So we do a whole lot of that work here at the shop. But ever so often we get to have a really cool, pure car that hasn't really been changed and a lot of modifications done to it. And definitely give you a good appreciation for how these cars were built, because this car was cool in '68, just as cool as it is today. Okay, so the customer who owns this car, he drives this vehicle at least 2-3 times a week. He's one of our favorite customers. In fact, we got 4 of his vehicles in the shop right now. Awesome guy, but he demands a lot out of his vehicles, and he wants it to drive and wants it to run, and he puts it on the road. So his cars aren't just made to look pretty, they're made to look pretty and drive. It came to us because the harmonic balancer separated. The rubber seal from the outside of it had pushed off of it, so we put a new harmonic balancer on there, tightened the belts back up, put it back on the road. Easy fix for an awesome customer. This vehicle came in just for repairs, and we try and keep it as close to 68 as possible, but here at Ironhorse Classics, we can do any of it. We can do modifications, we can do resto mods, air conditioning, you name it. We can change it, we can make it as modern as you want, or we can keep it as stock, as everything, you know, however you want to do it. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, and thanks for watching.